Feels like forever since I've been able to do that for the Toronto Raptors. They get Fred VanVleet back in the lineup tonight, and they pull off a big-time W tonight against the Dallas Mavericks at Scotiabank Arena, winning 105-100. And the mini two-game losing streak. Raptors are now 10-9 on the year. And it was a back-and-forth contest, a really good basketball game, but the Raptors made that final punch to win it. And Chris Boucher was phenomenal. You needed guys to step up and to be that guy. Fred gave you what Fred gives you. OG, it seems Mr. Automatic. Gary, we'll talk about him in a second. But Chris Boucher off the bench was electric. Let's start in the first quarter. Because it started awful for the Toronto Raptors. At one point, they were down like 18-4. I mean, it was not looking good. They were doubling up Doncic, but every time he was kicking it and finding somebody else, finding a shooter, they were knocking the shots down. However, the Raptors then started turning them over a little bit more, right? And getting extra opportunities, making some shots. And in that first quarter, you were only down by 5, 29-24, and you could feel at the end of that first quarter, the momentum had shifted a little bit more. And in the second quarter, yeah, it showed. Raptors defense gets locked down tight. They only allow 23. They score 30. They're plus 7 in that quarter, and they lead by 2 at the break. Still lots of ball to play. You're basically tied. Let's see what they can do coming out of the break. And this seems to be the Raptors' Achilles heel, right? They don't usually come out firing in the third quarter. And they do. Near the end of the third quarter, Fred with the step back 3, big time shot. And you win that quarter 27-21. And you're up by 8 going into the fourth. And you'll realize there's no video clips in this one, guys, because there was no spectacular plays in this game. There were some really good small ones, but nothing I could pick from as one play that I wanted to feature in the video. So you'll notice that before we fully get deep into the video. And in the fourth quarter, it started with a flurry of threes from them. 2 from Christian Wood, I believe. Finney-Smith hit one as well. And they were right back in it. At one point, it was tied. And it was back in for the final 3-4 minutes. It was real tight in this game. But then it took some big time guts from the Toronto Raptors today. Juancho Hernan-Gomez, Thad Young, Chris Boucher leading the charge, as well as OG's drives. They look wonky as hell every time he drives. But he was making buckets today. And that's all that matters to me. And I didn't write down Thad's numbers, but he was outstanding. 2 cuts from Juancho. Thad Young hits him, hard pass, right in a dime, right to his chest. Juancho just lays it up and through twice. Big, I think one might have been a dunk. Huge. Then he gets a steal to end the game. Knocks down 2 big free throws. You're only up by 100. I think it was 101-100. And Thad Young's going to the free throw line. He knocks down both to make it a 3-point game. Then you get them scrambling on offense, and they basically pass it right to Thad. And it's like, fitting that one of your most important players in this game today finishes it off with the steal to end it. Raptors do lose that quarter 27-24, but who cares? You won the game 105-100. Now let's get to these player stats, because I want to talk about a few things. 1, Juancho. He's obviously not going to be playing 35, 40 minutes. We know that. He played under 30 today. But he made an impact. Right? Like I said, a few off-ball cuts from Juancho, leading to buckets. Shout out Thad Young with the beautiful passing. And then he knocked down 2 threes. He was 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. He was 10 points, 5 rebounds. Juancho did a fine job. He did a fine job. on the offensive end. So I really liked what we saw from him. He isn't trying to force his game, and that's something I really like about what we're seeing from Juancho Hernan-Gomez, a.k.a. Bo Cruz. Let's talk about Gary Trent. Because the talk about Gary is his shot's been really struggling. And there's been a lot of forcing the offense. And there's been more talk. We've been hearing Nick Nurse even calling Gary out about his defense and whatnot. I love the 4 steals from Gary today. But there's a reason he didn't play 30 minutes. He didn't play 27. He had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 3 of 12 from the field, made both free throws. He was 1 of 5 from 3. The shot's just not falling for him right now. And I think another reason why he didn't play him as much is because how much Chris Boucher was impacting this game today. But for Gary, that shot's got to fall. Because that's his moneymaker. He's in a contract year, right? So he wants to make some good money. So in order to do that, you got to make shots. And people are going to say, well, people do pay for defense. Yeah, but if you're a guard that can't shoot, doesn't matter how good your defense is. If you can't shoot and you don't have any, any game in the paint, it's going to be tricky. Now, I have a feeling he will find a way to come around at some point. But without Pascal, without Scotty, you need all hands on deck. You got Fred back today. He was great. You got OG back today. You've had OG. He's been great. You got Chris Boucher back the last couple of games. He's been great. You need Gary, especially with Pascal and Scotty still on the shelf. But OG, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 9 of 19 from the field, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 2 of 4 from distance, had 2 steals, 2 blocks. OG was great. Shot a great percentage all the way through. And as I mentioned off the top, he was driving a ton. And they look awkward, but he was making shots. So, who cares? If it's comfortable for him, then it's comfortable for me. He did have 5 turnovers in the game, though, did OG, so there's that struggle as well. He still does that, right? Driving in the paint, traveling, or, he does get quite a few traveling calls. We've all seen that. Fred VanVleet, great to see him back. Needed him back desperately, and you got a great effort from Freddy V today. 22.6 rebounds, 7 assists. If you guys are wondering, you sound very low. Yeah, not feeling the greatest right now. Throat's off. Not feeling great. I mean, no stuffy nose, no runny nose, none of that stuff, but just throat all over the place. So, Fred shot 7 of 18. Not great. 9 of 10 from the free throw line. He made 3 threes. He was 3 of 9. Also was a team high plus 12 on the floor. He gave you 22, 6, and 7. Was 9 of 10 from the line. Made 3 threes. Was a plus 12. Fred VanVleet, first game back from his second non-COVID illness. He looked great. He really did. Now, you could arguably say the MVP from today's game. Arguably. Chris Boucher. Another double-double for the Slim Duck. 22 points, 13 rebounds, and one rebound in particular that stands out for me is a miss from Fred. I believe it was in the first quarter, and there's like 3 Mavs around the paint, and Boucher gets it. You know what? Screw it. I'm using the clip there. Boucher gets the rebound and puts it back up for 2. There's like 2 or 3 dudes around him. Doesn't matter. The Slim Duck got it. He was 10 of 19 from the field, 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Did hit a really big shot there late in the game to put the Raptors up. I can't remember what the score was. And he almost had the and one, right? He got the shot, missed the free throw. He was 2 of 5 there, 0 of 3 from distance. But the effort, the energy was there for Chris Boucher today. Team stats. Dallas shot 48% from the field. That seems to be a theme against the Raptors. They only shot 28% from 3, and they were getting some good looks. Just the Raptors, were getting lucky at times, but hey, doesn't matter. Didn't go in. Who cares? They shot 79% from the free throw line as well. Raptors shot 43% from the field. Again, we know that this team is not the most efficient. However, they pride themselves on extra opportunities, and they were plus 15 in field goal attempts. So they had 15 more shot attempts than the Mavericks did today. 31% from three for the Raptors, 81% from the free throw line. And the really skewed numbers are the rebounding categories. Plus 14 on the glass. 17-4 on the offensive glass. And off of those second chance opportunities, 25-5 in second chance points. Massive reason of why the Raptors won today. Big job, big effort from these guys. You need to just keep grinding until you get your number one option back in Pascal Siakam, who's seemingly not too far away. We'll have to see, though. All right, next game of the Toronto Raptors is on Monday night. 7:30 tip-off there as they host the Cleveland Cavaliers like they did on opening night. All right, so let's see how that goes on Monday night. I don't know how it's going to go. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You can hear my voice slowly going, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not done so already. Like button, subscribe button, comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter link is down below to follow up Sam Media and that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there. You guys have not done so already. The Discord link is down in the description as well. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition Monday night as they are in Detroit to end off the road trip. 7 o'clock puck drop there as the Leafs look to continue their winning ways in Motown. I think it's Motown. In Detroit. Could be wrong. Oh, well. And for the Raptors, their next contest is on Monday as well. But they're at Scotiabank Arena against Cleveland Cavaliers. 7:30 tip-off there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoy the video and not my voice. Talk to you guys then.